which I love.
Make a wish.
Accurate.
But yeah, Sam Jackson has one of the. It's hard to say if it's one of the grisliest deaths because there's some coming up that are equally awful to endure.
You mentioned the foot twitching on Scoggins, which is disturbing. This is not great.
Rennie Harlan has always done great deaths, though. Like this, Die Hard 2, the stabbing with the icicle, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, the weightlifting, and then the cockroach. I mean, it's just dude can kill people.
See, I'm trying to think. Rennie Harlan movies are. I will say I enjoy Cutthroat Island. I know this podcast has considered Cutthroat Island to be somewhat maligned.
I haven't seen it.
I love it. I think, when do $100 million movies starring Gina Davis ever happen? Like,
or Matthew Modine.
Yeah. And I will second the fact that have the biggest budget you want to have, but let me see every single penny of the budget on screen, and that movie does that.
Oh yeah, Harlan loves the practical effects.
Yes,
makes me so happy, and that's why I love these sharks in this. And so in this scene, what do y'all think about the visual effects of this scene? Some people have made fun of it, but it doesn't really bother me that much. Do you guys not like it?
It doesn't bother me. It's in line with the rest of the movie. The practical shark that they have on the shark surgery moment is so good that the CGI does pale by comparison, but it's certainly better than most of like the sci-fi Saturday Night Creature features. Like Seven-Headed Shark Attack and those movies.
The speed that they want to kill Sam, you couldn't do practical. You'd have to do CGI just because they want to be as quickly as possible, But compare it to like Quint, where it's like a lingering death. You can throw a practical effect in there.
Still gives me nightmares.
Yeah,
watching him be slowly chewed.
Oh God, I had a blue carpet in my old house, and when I watched that movie when I was way too young. I think I was like 5. I wouldn't even go in that room. Water scared that jaws scared me so bad. I did not want to go anywhere near water, anything colored like water. But yes. Yeah. And it was the lingering. But this one, because it's the jump scare, maybe one of the most classic jump scares, you'd have to rely on CG. I don't think it's aged as well as it could be, but you guys are right about it's as consistent as every other CGI shark effect in the movie.
Well, when I watched this with my wife, this is the point where she says it looks terrible. And I would say this is the worst CGI in the film, is this bit, because it's such an iconic moment. You see a lot of the shark during the attack. It's taking up most of the screen. And what really makes it fail for me is the water. When the shark bites up and jumps up and bites Sam Jackson, Russell, you have there's like a sheet of water flowing over the ground that looks like someone's projecting light onto it. It doesn't look like it's got any kind of thickness to it or any kind of depth. And also it's terrible if you pause it. Of course it's awful if you pause it, and I'm sat here looking at a paused image and it looks like a bad ragdoll physics from an early 90s video game where the Sam Jackson body is all pixelated and at odd angles and
you're not supposed to pause it. Digital effects in the late 90s were not preparing to be paused on
You're not supposed to spend the last 5 minutes of your life watching 3 seconds of film over and over again, which is what I've been doing whilst you were talking.
CGI this, so somebody, probably Rennie, was like, they're going to be looking away anyway.
They're going to be too shocked. They're going to be watching the popcorn fly through the air.
Well, that's what happened in the theater. I would sneak in during this scene when I was working in a theater in '99, and the audiences just went nuts every single time, just yells and claps and applause. So you're probably right. Back in '99, no one really cared.
I 100% remember seeing this in the theater. I think I went with my youngest brother at the time, and it was mind-blowing to see that scene, not knowing that was coming. Seeing it cold was incredible in a packed house. Oh my God. That's what movie theaters are meant to be. That's what it's for.
I wish I'd had that. That would have been so good.
I saw it in the theater with my family, and it was the opposite effect, where we were so pissed off.
Come on, Shark! Go Shark!
We got up and went to go watch Blair Witch at the Pines Boulevard Regal Cinema. We were so angry that happened. My stepfather, my mother, and my sister and I got up and walked over, and my stepfather, who was not into horror, rather me watch a movie about teenagers looking for a witch in the woods.
Wow. And
he was so angry.
That Sam Jackson died?
Yes, he was pissed off. What he kept telling me is, I paid to see Sam Jackson. You're going to kill him off in the first 40 minutes of the movie. He's one of the guys that if he doesn't like his food, he would want it. He would send it back kind of guy. So like he didn't want to ask for his money back. So he's like, screw that. I'm going to watch another movie.
He's aware that Sam Jackson's not in the Blair Witch Project, right? So he's not getting any more.
I think it was out of spite. Screw this.
Like if you've gone to find like a screening of The Phantom Menace, then I can understand that making sense.
No.
Sure.
But he would say he's not even in the
theaters by then. No, but I gotta say, that came about the Long Kiss Goodnight. He died in the first cut of it, and then they screened it. Everyone's like, "No, you can't kill Hennessy." So then they brought him back. Because everyone's like, you can't kill Sam Jackson. So in this one, Rennie Harlan and Sam Jackson wanted to have a laugh. It's like, okay, oh yeah, we can kill him. But I see what you mean. Some people are like, no, you can't.
Harrison Ford, Force Awakens, spoiler alert, I guess. Redo.
Yeah. I just
kill you, Sam.
It made me laugh. Like that was their kind of idea. They just wanted to kill him after everyone said you can't kill him on Long Kiss Goodnight.
Well, it's like Tim Burton was told he couldn't kill Jack Nicholson in Mars Attacks, so he killed him twice. And then two characters and killed them both.
I love it because you feel like the whole movie, Samuel Leroy Jackson, really looks like something. Yes, the L is for Leroy. I have other Sam Jackson facts. That is the one that's important right now. The fact that he always works into golf courses in his contracts, like, is this near a golf course? I will be spending time on the golf course.
That's literally why he worked on this film.
Prefers, and this is a man who has worked, like, he demands a lot, but he's worked so hard that he's gotten himself to the level where he can demand a lot, where he prefers, like, 3 takes and that's it. If you haven't gotten from me what you need in 3 takes, then you're not that great a director, and I don't have to do more takes. I kind of love that mentality. And this one, his attitude through the whole movie is like, hey man, I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to hang out. I know what kind of movie we're making. I'm not taking this too seriously. Let me make my big speech. Let me yell at a bunch of people. Let me get eaten by the shark, and then I'm out on the course. If you need me, I'll be playing golf, and that's fine.
But don't.
If you were a director knowing that information, would you want to work with Samuel Jackson? Knowing that now?
If I'm a director, hell yes, because I'm not taking 100 takes of stuff. As an actor, your responsibility is to nail it in 1, 2, or 3 takes. And as a director, my responsibility is to make sure you can nail it in 3 takes. Sorry. I say that as someone who has 0 experience in either directing or acting. So it's fine for me to say that with a lot of conviction.
As a first-time director, it might be really tough because you just don't have that confidence yet. So I wonder if he has a little bit more flexibility with like up and coming directors. I wonder if he does that or not.
Because like just worked with any.
He has started like more mentoring relationships with younger actors and he's done a masterclass. So I would think if someone's like, hey, do you want to work with this first time director? He would do the research on, let me learn a little bit more about this person. Are they coming in wanting to learn? Are they coming in cocky?
The Russos had only directed one movie before Winter Soldier. So.
But I'm sure he did the research on that and was like, yes, this I will do. Whereas if you're, I'm not going to mention any names, but if you're maybe the son of another director and you think, oh, I can come in and do, this, and I'm going to be real cocky about it, and I know what I'm doing, even though I've never done anything before, I would think Sam Jackson would be like, no, I'm not going to be in that movie.
Mm-hmm. That's why I don't like this argument in Deep Blue Sea about him not wanting to do 7 pages. Because it's not 7 pages. I'm annoyed by that.
If it was 7 pages, number one, if it was 7 pages, which we don't think it was, if it was and it was a fun 7 pages, he probably would.
Yeah, maybe it's like 7 cue cards.
One word on each.
Big pages, but giant text.
Like Brando would have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think actors would relish it. Oh, I get to just expound. The camera's gonna be on me the whole time. That's great. I love
Sink
it.
his teeth into it for his shot.
Admittedly, he dies 56 minutes into this movie, but when you talk to people who've only seen it one time in 1999, what's the one thing they remember about the movie? It's Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
It's
Scoggins.
It's not Michael Rapaport, sorry. It's not Saffron Burrows. It's not
the Radar Lounge.
It's not even LL Cool J, although it might be LL Cool J.
It might be LL Cool J.
The song.
It's that song. Holy God. I'm not going to be here for the song.
It's also
I'm
not
put it out
Thomas
there.
Jane. I feel like Thomas Jane in this, while he's good as Carter, is almost interchangeable with any other, your Patrick Wilsons or your Josh Lucases or any of those guys.
Yeah, he's just kind of the standard muscular central guy. Muscular protagonist.
Right.
Great sweat, though.
Yes. Oh, yeah, everything he's doing great. But he could be replaced with other people, and if the film wouldn't be
steamwork in this movie. I don't know if y'all have listened to that, but great steamwork.
Great steamwork, very slipping.
I heard you guys talking about the sweat bottle that you give to people.
Oh, the sweet sweat from The Rock. Yeah.
I've had to do that before. You give him a spritz on the face, and it looks good.
Man, I'm not going to buy no bottle. Thomas, could you please run around the set for 15
Tom
minutes?
Jane brings his own sweat.
I'm sure that he does.
Professional.
Wait, his own sweat, like in a bag?
Yeah.
No, he just runs in circles.
No,
Started
he's in a
at the
bag.
peak and is like, all right, I'm sweaty, let's go.
Have you ever seen The Expanse? That's all he's doing.
Oh yeah, great hat work in that show. I love
Amazing hat work. Thomas Jane does the best hat work.
He goes to the gym, and then he wrings out his T-shirt into a bag, and he brings that with him.
Jane
Like
juice.
a normal person.
Jane juice.
Change.
Jane juice.
Order your fresh supply of Jane juice right now on jjuice.com.
There we go.
Jane juice.
I was watching an infomercial about that the other day. It was just him on a treadmill, and like he was in a big suit, and then the stuff was pouring into jars, and people are buying it online. You get 2 for $33, and you can pay in 4 installments.
The problem is once you start using it, you suddenly can't wear shoes.
It's very musky, very musky.
The problem is putting Tom Jane on a treadmill. He's gonna fall at some point. He's gonna slip and slide. That's dangerous. You need to have him strapped in. It needs to be on like a cross trainer, so he can't fall off. I mean, the
One of
sweat's
these
less,
days,
but the insurance.
I just want to see him sliding by me. Like, that's my only wish.
Like the Silver Surfer or the wood ice.
No, it's just on the ground sliding. Could be on, like he could be on one of those furniture moving dollies, just behind a car, going just being pulled. Just horizontal sliding.
He seems very polite, so he'd be like, "Hey, what's going on, man?"
What's up?
And I'm like, "That's it. I retire."
Done. That's it.
Yep. That would be my "There will be blood" moment at the end.
I'm finished.
Yeah. Where you going, Mark?
Walking into my own grave. I've lived my life.
No, that's you have to step out onto like an ice floe and then just float into the Arctic, and that's it.
Like Frankenstein and Van Helsing, and I'll be singing very operatically.
Oh my goodness, a Van Helsing reference.
And the podcast is over.
I heard your last show when you guys were trying to pitch a Deep Blue Sea musical, and I have never been more offended.
Oh, you can't see Sam Jackson singing this scene.
It wasn't the Sam Jackson, it was the shark singing, which got me to think,
Okay, that was all Mark.
Jay has walked away from the camera.
I started thinking about that song, and I think it should revolve around like
the
ocean. Like when you cry in the ocean, no one can see your tears.
This is like it's like being green with Kermit the Frog, but with a shark.
So the shark
crying in the sea.
When it sheds a tear and no one's near, who
when
knows?
A shark sheds a
I
tear,
can't with this.
and
the
no
shark
one is near. You
I'm
can't
too smart.
see my fear.
The blood is here.
This world is garbage. Yeah, that's the last line.
I have feelings. Jeanette Ward says my eyes are big. So that means I'm pretty. God damn it.
Like,
Love me.
I'm telling you, a Phantom of the Opera ballad by a shark.
Ariel, is this like the Under the Sea? Is this going to be a crossover?
I would 100% watch a remake of this. Not really a remake, but a reimagining from the shark's point of view, in which the sharks are animated similar to Lion King remake animation.
Whoa! I mean, these sharks are the Andy Dufresne of Shawshank Redemption. They're trying to.
Yes, I mean, really, the heroes of this movie are the sharks. It's not their fault. They're genetically engineered. You know, they're just trying to do what they want to do and get out. They have a great plan. They're working on the plan. They're throwing Skarsgårds around left and right. I mean, it would be really interesting to see their point of view on this.
You know, it's like Die Hard, but they're Bruce Willis.
Stop it. Do not compare it to Die Hard.
You put a tank top on the shark.
Film, DJ.
Alan Rickman as a shark. I'm not going to do it, Jay. I refuse to bend into this.
It's the Die Hard 2 of shark movies. How's that?
No, see, but that just brings up if a shark is wearing a tank top, because this is the dog with the pants question.
Franklin.
How does it wear? Does it wear the tank top over the front? Does it wear the tank top over the top?
If it's the Die Hard 2, then it's a cardigan. So it's not.
It's true. It's true. It's the cardigan.
Coat.
They got Dennis Franz is in there. He's kicking around.
Yeah.
Oh, Dennis Franz in the
That's my
Scoggins
favorite
role.
line.
That'd be amazing. I think I just made this movie better. Dennis Franz in this movie makes it 20 times better. 20 times.
Is he Scoggins or Preacher?
I think he's Scoggins. He's got to be
No,
Scoggins.
He gets his own separate role. He's just Dennis Franz, but on a
Just
boat.
in the spots. What am I doing here? What the heck? What's
I'm
the
on
shark?
a boat.
I don't have time for this.
Why is that shark?
Tom Jane says, I just want my kids back.
NYPD Blue all of a sudden?